1944, late war. U.S. troops find themselves garrisoned after a successful mission on the front. Meanwhile, a webway into the future has been formed. As green demons pour out into the outpost, Orc Marauders have made their way into our reality. What happens when two different universes collide? When the everyday man fights the green tide? Well, we're gonna find out today in this week's Battle Report. A Grimdark Future Firefight from OnePageRules. Hey, how's it going? Mike from Mike Rolls Dice, and welcome back for another Battle Report of OnePageRules. First off, I want to give a quick shout out to all of our YouTube members and everyone who watches the channel here. The support means a lot, and I couldn't do without you folks. If you're interested in checking out OnePageRules, I have some links down below, and the rules are all free and the army builder as well, so feel free to check it out, and they have a game for just about everything. Alright, now to go over the army list. So now going over the army list here, starting off with what I'm playing today, the Historical Humans. So this is actually a custom army that you can find. The community can submit lists. And today we're starting off with a officer here, upgraded with a hero rifle. And this is a tough 3 model, meaning that they only get taken out after accruing a certain amount of wounds. Next up we have an action hero. He has some special keywords, but mainly upgraded with another hero rifle with 2 attacks.
Get your rifles ready, man.
Then we have 2 squads of militia. These are 3-man squads. They're very cheap. They have quality of 6 and defense of 6, and they're equipped with rifles. They're going to be moving up to some objectives and trying to capture some points.
Excuse me, sir. We signed up to fight the Germans, not some giant green demons.
Then we have a slightly more experienced squad, a 3-man squad of trained infantry, and they're all equipped with submachine guns. Then we have a professional with self-medicate, essentially ignoring wounds on a 6. They're equipped with a rifle. Then we have 2 elite soldiers. They have some special keywords as well, and they're equipped with submachine guns, 12-inch range and 2 attack. They have infiltrate as well, but I'll be choosing to just deploy them on the board as normally.
Hell, we survived Bastogne. Something tells me we'll be alright.
Last but not least, we have a heavy weapons team with the upgraded heavy mortar. So it's going to have some extended range, some AP, and some blast on it. Alright, that's my Historical Humans list. Moving on over to what my buddy Garrett's playing today. So similar to the last list we played on the channel a while back, my buddy Garrett's playing his Orc Marauders today. And starting off with the Ultra Veteran Leader. He's got an upgraded carbine with a heavy flamer mod, as well as having a heavy saw upgrade. And he's got tough 6, so he's quite strong.
Get ready to get crubbing, boys.
Then we have 3 Orc Warriors. These are all equipped with carbines. One thing to note is all of the Orcs have bad shot, so they get -1 to their hit roll. But that's the Orc way of things.
Don't worry, boss. We'll shoot him down real good like.
Then we have 2 Veterans. These have the Ferocious keyword, as well as being equipped with a pistol and having the Heavy Axe upgrade for 2 attacks, AP1 with rending. Next up, we have a Veteran Specialist here, and this has Ferocious Boost, which will actually give it a bonus to negate the bad shot if it's within a certain distance. And it's upgraded with a Heavy Machine Gun, which is going to have some extra attacks and AP. And last but not least, we have a Specialist, which is equipped with a Rocket Launcher, which has some blast, which could be useful against the militia squads. So one thing to note is we are playing with the advanced missions and the extra rules. You can get access to the free rules, the simplified rules on their website, but if you're interested in getting the advanced rules, you can either buy the rule books, they're quite cheap, or check out their Patreon. I'll have a link in the description if you want to check out their website for their free rules. So now to go over the deployment and the rules that we're using today. You can see here Garrett and I have both deployed our armies. The Orcs here with a mix of veterans and some of the Orc Warriors with their carbines deployed on the line.
Morgan Gork shall bless us today.
We have the Veteran War Boss in the center, as well as another warrior looking to push up towards that cemetery. And then the 2 specialists with the rocket launcher and heavy machine gun on the far side of the table. For the Historical Humans, I took my officer, my hero, and put him with the unit of trained soldiers. Then I have some militia, some veterans, my action hero, as well as some more militia and veterans deployed in the center and this opposite side, and then the heavy mortar team deployed in the back. So for the mission today, we're playing Pitch Battle. So we set up D3+2, we ended up with 3 objectives, and essentially at the end of each round, players get 1 VP for each objective marker they control, and at the end of the game, players get 1 VP if they control more markers than their opponents. After 4 rounds, whoever has the most victory points will win. We have 1 in the cemetery area, we have 1 in that far terrain piece or that bog, and we have 1 on the opposite side of the hedges that I deployed. Now we're ready to start the game off here, and with the historical humans winning the roll-off, let's start the game with the start of turn 1. Alright, start of turn 1 here, and the historical humans are up first. So I'm going to be activating my militia squad. After advancing 6 inches forward to capture the objective, they're going to fire their rifles at the veteran orc. But unfortunately missing. So now the veteran specialist on the Orc Marauder side is taking its heavy machine gun, it's staying still, and it's going to be firing at my officer on the other side. And one thing to mention is we forgot the ferocious boost here. He actually would have gotten some additional hits on 5s and 6s. And with the officer failing a defensive roll, taking 1 wound, but having tough 3, not needing to check yet. So now the US are up again, and I'm going to be taking my professional soldier here, equipped with his rifle, and after advancing forward again, they're going to be firing at the same orc veteran with a saw. Having a quality of 4, it's going to need a 4 to hit here. But unfortunately missing. In response, Garrett's taking an orc warrior, advancing forward 6 inches, and he's going to be taking his carbine and firing it at the militia that's on the point. Having a quality of 4, but having the bad shot characteristic, it's going to need a 5. And he should have rolled another dice, but we catch that later on. So the humans are up again, and my action hero here is going to follow suit, just like everyone else. They're all advancing forward, and as they advance, they're going to be firing their rifles. He's going to take his hero rifle, firing at the same veteran that has seemingly dodged every shot so far.
Wow! Mork and Gork have truly blessed me on this day.
After a barrage of bullets heading that way, the other orc veteran with the saw and pistol is running forward and taking position behind the fountain in the center of the hedges. After receiving some machine gun fire from the veteran specialist on the orc side, my officer is just going to move forward 6 inches and take shots with his hero rifle at the specialist with the rocket launcher. A lot of whiffing on the historical human side. It could be that they're terrified of the giant green monsters they're seeing in front of them. So another orc warrior is advancing forward, this time towards the cemetery, and with an 18-inch carbine, is looking to take some shots. And the only available model is the action hero on my side, who's going to be firing.
Don't worry, boss. I got some. Take this. Incoming! Take cover!
Shooting his carbine, getting a hit, but luckily the hero manages to make his save. So the next militia squad is running forward with 12 inches, getting onto the central objective. And the humans here are looking to score some points at the end of the turn.
We've secured the point, Commander.
But now with the veteran orc leader activating, moving 6 inches, and the militia moving 12 previously, that gets them within range of his heavy flamer mod on his carbine. Being reliable and having blast 3 here, so getting essentially 3 hits. And failing 2 saves, 2 of the militiamen go down. Now one thing I forgot to note here is that I forgot to take morale test. So they could have been shaken, that's one thing I forgot. But we haven't played OnePageRules in a while, so we're getting the hang of it. So now the heavy mortar team is activating here, and after ranging in their mortar, After ranging in their mortar and getting ready for the first shot, they're going to fire it at the Orc warrior next to the seemingly impervious veteran.
I'm invincible!
But unfortunately missing. So now the Orc veteran that has been blessed by Mork and Gork and is seemingly invincible is going to run forward, also taking cover behind the fountain, but ready to make a charge next turn.
I have the power of Mork and Gork flowing through me!
Historical humans are up, and I'm taking my veteran with the submachine gun on this side of the table, and I am advancing forward and getting within 12 inches of the blessed Orc, and it's going to be firing with the submachine gun.
What the hell is that thing? Get ready, man, fire! Send and let down rage. Whoa!
Managing 2 hits here and 1 failed save from the Orc, and rolling the status effect, fortunately it just gets shaken and goes down. But it does have 1 wound marker, so every wound marker it gets is going to have a greater chance of being taken out on a status effect roll.
Mork and Gork help me!
So an Orc warrior is advancing forward and giving some cover fire to the veterans in the center. It's going to be firing at the militia that's on the objective.
Don't worry, boys. I've got them covered. Take cover! The demons are firing!
Getting 1 successful hit here and a failed save on the militia side, they lose 1 of their soldiers. So the other veteran soldier backing up the action hero in the center, advancing 6 inches, and this time firing at the veteran Orc by the well with the submachine gun. Getting 2 successful hits here, but with the bricked fountain providing cover, the Orc makes its saves. Last up for the Orcs here, we have the specialist with the rocket launcher, manages to get within 18 inches, and it's going to fire at the officer hero.
My god, he's got a Panzerfaust! Get down!
But unfortunately, bad shot means that it misses. And for the Americans here, their last activation, the trained squad is moving 12 inches with their submachine guns, and they're just trying to get onto that last point. Unfortunately, not getting enough distance, but with the Americans here holding the central objective and the objective by the hedges, and nobody holding that third objective, that means that the historical humans will score 2 points at the end of the turn, and the Orcs scoring 0. Alright, and that's the end of turn 1, and we're moving on to the start of turn 2. Now in OnePageRules, whoever finished their activations on the previous turn will go first on the next turn. So the Orcs are up first, and Garrett is doing the smart thing here. He's standing up his Orc veteran that was shaken. Won't be able to take any additional actions, but at least it'll be ready to go next turn. And I'll be activating my trained militia squad, finally advancing onto that third point there. Moving 6 inches, they're going to fire their submachine guns at the specialist with the rocket launcher. And unfortunately, with a failed defensive roll and a status effect of a 6+, the specialist gets taken out. So the Orc veteran leader now is charging the lone militia man in the center, and is going to be making an attack with his heavy saw.
It's time to get crumped.
Needing a 3 to hit here. But unfortunately, a swing and the miss, the militiaman ducks at the last second. The humans are up now, and the veteran with the submachine gun is going to be staying still within 12 inches, getting +1 to hit with the focus fire. And firing at the veteran in the center, but the veteran makes it save. So the same Orc veteran that just got shot at and made it save is going to do a front flip over the fountain and jump over the hedges, charging straight into the 2 militiamen on the point.
Get back, you foul beasts!
Getting 2 successful hits here, and with 1 successful save, 1 militiaman is taken out, and the lone militiaman will fight back. Needing a 6 here, being a militiaman. One thing to note is, again, previously we didn't really play with the morale stuff that often, but I should have taken a morale test there and see who was the winner. So the veteran next to the bushes on the human side is going to advance forward with 6 inches, take its submachine gun, and fire at the orc warrior. And a successful hit, but a successful defensive roll on the orc side saves him. And now that same orc warrior is activating, taking its carbine and firing at the veteran in front of it. So now the professional soldier with its rifle right next to the orc that charged earlier is going to be firing. Unfortunately misses, even being right next to him. And this other orc warrior equipped with its carbine next to the cemetery is going to be firing at the single lone militiaman in the center. Normally hitting on 5s due to bad shot, Garrett's going to stay still and take aim. But with a successful save, that militiaman is really earning his paycheck there in the center. So now the lone militiaman on the closest point is going to shoot at the veteran who charged him earlier. But unfortunately misses. And another orc warrior firing its carbine at the lone militiaman in the center.
I'm helping, boss. Watch out.
This time managing a successful hit and a failed defensive roll. But with the status check, the militiaman goes down and has 1 wound. So my other human officer is advancing forward on that far point, taking its hero rifle and shooting at the machine gun specialist on the orc side.
We've got to take out the machine gunner, damn it. These zombies don't know nothing yet.
But making its defensive rolls and now activating itself, the orc veteran specialist is going to be firing his heavy machine gun at the trained soldiers on the far point.
It's time to cut these zombies to pieces. Unleash the Daka!
Managing to take one of them out. Now the heavy weapon team equipped with the heavy mortar is going to be firing and targeting the veteran leader in the center here.
We need to get this mortar on position. Get ready to fire. Fire!
Seemingly have not figured out how to use that mortar properly yet. So now my action hero is moving forward to support that lone militiaman in the center, taking his hero rifle and firing at the veteran leader. And the action hero has a quality of 4, but with good shot, it's going to be hitting on 3s. And with 2 failed defensive saves, the orc veteran leader is finally accruing some wound tokens. So that's the end of turn 2 here, and as you can see, the orcs have been making some progress here. Garrett has managed to push up with the veteran on the first objective, with the ultra veteran on the central objective, kicking the humans off actually taking control, and the historical humans just having control of that third objective. So at the end of turn 2 here, the historical humans will be scoring 1 point, and the orcs will be scoring their first point. That's the end of turn 2, and we're moving on to the start of turn 3. So start of turn 3 here, and the orc veteran in the center, who was blessed by Mork and Gork earlier, is now charging into the human veteran with the submachine gun. And being within 6 inches and outside of 3, getting a heavy charge, it's going to be getting +1 to hit on all of its attacks.
Whoa!
Having a quality of 3, but with the heavy charge, it's going to be hitting on 2s, as well as getting extra hits on any 6s. Getting 1 successful hit here, but with a successful defensive roll and a failed hit back, the orc steps back, and The veteran is now fatigued for any melee later in the combat. So the other veteran soldier on the human side is going to be staying still and just firing at the orc warrior that is on the first objective there, being within 12, getting +1 to hit with focus fire. With a failed defensive roll on the orc side, rolling for the status effect, and with a 6+, the orc veteran is finally taken out. For the Orc Marauders here, the veteran specialist is up and taking its heavy machine gun again, firing at the group of trained soldiers on that third point. For every 5 and 6 getting a successful additional hit thanks to its keyword. So with some failed defensive rolls here, leading to the additional trained soldier being taken out and the last one being stunned from its status roll. So now the humans are up again, and the veteran that got charged earlier is going to be shooting at the orc that hasn't activated yet with its carbine. Quality of 4, but with good shot and focus fire, looking for 2s. But unfortunately missing, even with focus fire. So this orc warrior is up now, and he's going to be activating here. He's going to be staying still and shooting. Choosing not to fire at the human veteran shot last turn, but shoot at the lone militiaman on the point. The hedges seem to provide enough cover, and now that lone militiaman is activating after being shot at and is going to fire at the veteran that charged earlier. Having a quality of 6, but with take aim, looking for 5s. So another orc warrior is up, taking its carbine, is going to be firing at the professional soldier on the human side. One failed save, and with the status check here, with the status roll of a 6, gets taken out. Humans are activating again, and I'm just activating that one lone trained soldier, standing him up from being shaken. And another orc warrior is advancing into the cemetery here and is going to be firing at the lone militiaman that's downed in the center. Looking for 5s here with bad shot. And from what I can tell, you still make defensive rolls even after being downed, but unfortunately, failing the save and then checking the status effect, 4 + 2 = 6, he's taken out of action. So the action hero on the human side is up, staring down this massive orc war boss. He takes his hero rifle and takes aim.
Get ready to die, demon.
Quality of 4, but with good shot and take aim, looking for 2s. And after 2 failed defensive rolls, manages to add 2 more wounds. So that same orc veteran, after taking some irritating shots through his armor, is going to attempt a heavy charge, being within range, and will getting +1 to hit in melee against the action hero.
It's time to get crubbed, Dewey.
But unfortunately for the war boss, the action hero parries his attack and attacks back.
Take this, you foul beast! Ah!
After nobody gets hurt, the orc war boss backs up. So now the officer on the human side is advancing forward, and it's going to take its hero rifle with 2 shots and fire at the veteran specialist with the heavy machine gun on the orc side. It should have been 1 defensive die roll there, but luckily the orc makes all saves with the cover. So now the heavy mortar team is up, and they're going to be firing the mortar within danger close range to the action hero.
The commander needs support. Get ready. Send another one down range.
And getting a successful hit and a failed defensive save with the AP, the orc now goes up to 5 wound points. Just 1 more for the tough 6. And with that, that is the end of turn 3 here. We're moving on to the start of turn 4. The humans are still in control of the closest point. The orcs have the central point, and the humans have the far point. So it's going to be 2 additional points for the humans and 1 for the orcs. So at the end of turn 3, historical humans have 5 points and the Orc Marauders have 2. And with that, that's the end of turn 3. We're moving on to the start of turn 4. Now, final turn here, turn 4, and the orcs are up first. The veteran war boss is charging back into the action hero on the US side.
Why won't you die already, Umi?
And with 2 failed defensive rolls here now, having 4 wounds on the action hero due to the deadly on the axe. Makes a status roll, but on a 5-up is taken out. Luckily, just gets stunned. On the human side, the veteran is activating now, and he's going to advance forward, getting onto the point now, taking the control of the point, firing at the veteran orc war boss right in front of him.
Prepare to die, demon! Take cover, commander!
Managing 1 failed defensive roll, the orc war boss is rolling for status effect, but just gets stunned. So now the warrior here is activating. He's advancing 6 inches now, getting onto the point, contesting it, firing at the trained soldier on the far objective to try and stop me from scoring points at the end of the turn.
I'm coming, boss! Don't worry, I'm here! I got you. Right where I want you, Umi.
Managing 2 successful hits here, and with a failed save, going to be needing to roll the status effect here. Already having 2 wound markers, rolling a 6, that trained soldier gets taken out. So the humans are up. The human veteran is going to be firing with a submachine gun at the orc veteran right in front of it. And already having a wound marker here, it's going to be rolling the status effect, and rolling a 4 with 2 wound markers, it's going to be taken out of action. So now the veteran specialist, now with its heavy machine gun, is going to fire at the officer on the far point on the human side.
It's time to bring the Daka!
Getting 1 additional hit on a 5 due to its special ability. Rolling the status effect here, luckily just gets stunned. Doesn't get taken out, and humans are activating. I'm just going to stand that officer back up so I can be on the point. So the orcs are up now, and the orc warrior with its carbine is going to shoot at the lone militiaman that's on the closest objective here.
These Umis are pretty tough. No matter. Even more Daka!
But unfortunately with bad shot doesn't manage a hit. And the humans are up here firing at this other orc warrior before it can get a chance to activate. But unfortunately missing. Same orc warrior just dodged some shots, is going to take its carbine. It's going to stay still, get +1 to hit to cancel out the bad shot, and firing at the veteran in the center.
Watch out, boss!
Looking for 4s to hit. So activating my action hero here and just standing him up after being shaken earlier from the veteran war boss. And taking my heavy mortar team here and firing at the orc warrior on the central point to try and stop them from contesting.
Alright, we can't miss. We have him ranged in from last time. On my mark. Fire!
But they miss as usual. Hey, they got 1 hit this game. Alright, and with that as the end of turn 4, really the end of the game here, the historical humans still control the closest objective. The central objective is now contested, so nobody's scoring that one. And my lone officer on the far corner is scoring that far objective. So the humans will score 2 more points at the end of this turn, and the orcs will score 0. And with the final score of the game here, and at the end of the game, the historical humans control more objectives than the Orc Marauders, so they will get an additional point. So the final score here, Historical Humans with 8 points and the Orc Marauders with 2. So we had a ton of fun. I did screw some things up. We forgot a couple of rules here and there, and I forgot to do the morale stuff because previously we would pretty much not play with the morale test because you would just have units get routed. So me and Rev, back when we first started getting into wargaming, that's kind of one thing we were like, we don't want to play with morale. But they've revamped a lot of the rules here, so other than making a couple mistakes, we had a ton of fun dipping our toes back into OnePageRules, getting the new and updated rules from the Patreon, the OnePageRules Patreon, and there's so much more additional missions, rules, and command point type abilities, so I highly recommend checking out the full version of Grimdark Future and Grimdark Future Firefight. Well, my name is Mike here from Mike Rolls Dice. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to all of our channel members and everyone who watches here. The support means a lot. I couldn't do without you folks. All right, well, we have some more conflict planned as always here. We have a game of US versus Axis coming up, and we also are dipping our toes into Grimdark Future. We have one Grimdark Future game that's recorded that I'm going to be editing here soon as well. Well, thank you so much again. My name is Mike from Mike Rolls Dice. Thanks again for watching, and until the next video, keep rolling high on those dice.